Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, this great white world of ours. Today I'm doing a video. I didn't have a chance to do one yesterday, but I'm doing a video today about boundaries. I do a lot of videos on boundaries because it's just something that I feel I'm very acquainted with and something that I can help other people better their lives. Please like and subscribe to the video. Also remember, in October, here in Cincinnati. I'm also going to do it online. I'm going to have a day seminar. I believe it's October 28th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By then, it'll be Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Time. It'll be Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Time. Not sure which one they call each one, but by then, I will be doing a coaching, also a day seminar on relationships. Um, Also, it will be for people that want to do this. I have lined up some pretty decent speakers. Right now, early bird special right now is $50. I do accept Venmo and I also accept PayPal. Venmo, you can find my account, Boyd Miller. Also, PayPal is Boyd Miller _ 56 at AOL.com. Or please reach out to me and I'll make sure that we have that, we can get the information to you. But what I want to talk about, and it's briefly, is boundaries. I had somebody earlier in the week talk to me about what's acceptable and not what's acceptable concerning boundaries. And the thing about boundaries is they're subjective and they're very individual. They're very individual. So, in other words, what might be acceptable for myself may not be unacceptable for somebody else, or what might be acceptable for one person may not be acceptable for something like somebody else may. For me, for instance, boundaries deal with what you're willing to accept as a mate. For me, I would not date somebody that's a smoker, doesn't have a 4-year degree, or is a heavy drinker. Those are just things. Some people also say those are areas of red flags or whatever. I wouldn't call them red flags. It's just part of that concept of boundaries, or what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. And there again, I think when you're developing relationships, those are the boundaries. Now I'm talking about boundaries between a boyfriend and girlfriend or a husband and wife. Those type of boundaries I'm talking about. But you have work boundaries too, because what are you willing to accept at work and what you're not. And those boundaries are totally different than what you expect from a husband and wife. So what I tell people, I'm not a big component of writing lists, but you have to figure out in your mind what you're willing to accept and what you're willing not to accept. So therefore, what you want to do is figure out things that you're willing to accept, things you're not willing to accept, and things that drive you crazy. Proper English for me is one thing that drives me crazy, because I'm trying to better my vocabulary as well as better my writing. So I don't want somebody that talks words that such as ain't and no and no more, or if things like that, for instance, or somebody that talks loud. I don't like somebody that talks really loud, because that just, to me, it's just not my thing. And I'm not saying a person like that is a bad. It's just, there again, when I talk about boundaries, they're very, very subjective. In other words, what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept as an individual. This all boils down to personal karma, or what you're willing to accept. And the other issue is, do you feel the person is being trustworthy or being upfront with you about things? And in this day and age of Wi-Fi, necessarily we see people on here that maybe not have the best intentions in mind, but they do believe in moving things along. For instance, there are a lot of spammers on there, and there are a lot of people online, for instance, that may not have your best interest at heart. There again, there's things like I say to people that they need to call me on the phone, they need to video chat, etc. And for instance, folks, most of what I post all relates to my YouTube page. So anything I do, for instance, somebody reached out to me. I believe it was last week sometime, and was asking me questions, and I said, I don't see Facebook as a dating site. This is just an avenue for me to publicize my events and also publicize my YouTube page. So those are, like I said, are boundaries that we are willing to accept and willing not to accept. So in essence, what we're trying to do is create a healthy relationships with even if they're personal or whether they're work related or whatever. And I tell people this too, five, when we think of five, well, I'm not talking about, five of this, five of that. When we talk about our personality, our personality is accumulation of the five closest people to us. So in other words, the five people that you hang out with on a personal basis, that combination is what our personality is going to be like. So in other words, if you don't like what's going on with your personality, and this is there again, it goes back to boundaries, you need to assess maybe this friend or that friend, or I want to bring this friend in to my, I know, for instance, I have an inner circle and then I have an outer circle and influence. Also, I have friends that are personal, and then I have work related. And a big key on this too is you got to keep those separated. I know I had somebody about 3 or 4 weeks ago to get in contact with me about on a different, not where I'm working at, but a place that they were working at, that somebody at work is interested in them. And I said, well, before you go any further with that relationship, you got to make sure that's something that is going to relax for a long time, while. And that's I told one of my daughters this as well, because where she works at, some guy was interested in her, and I said, you don't want to date somebody from work and the relationship goes south, because that creates a lot of problems. And you want to pretty well keep a clean record at work. So anyway, these are just some average foods, or as the cliche, foods for thoughts. Like I said before, I am having a seminar, one-day seminar, October 28th, 8 to 5 p.m. It will be online, and I'm also looking right now to have it at a convention center, seeing if I get any pre-sign up. And if you sign up early, it is $50. After August 1st, it will be $75. So please sign up. Like I said, there's PayPal, and there's also Venmo. Also, if you watch this video to the end, like and subscribe, and leave the comment or the word of the day, which is boundaries. I will send you absolutely free a book on empowerment and change, a 101-page book, which will help you better your life. Anyway, folks, hope to hear from you soon, and feel free to reach out to me at B. Thomas Miller Psych. It's B. Thomas Miller Psych. It's spelled BTHOMAS Miller MILLERPSYCH @gmail.com. Anyway, I hope to talk to you soon, and have a great day. Bye.